Let's go to the phone. So we got a lot of calls coming in. George is calling from California online too. George, welcome to JSEC Live.
Hi, George. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hello. Are you aware that your program is the only one that's informing the people of the abortion situation?
Well, there's been. Look, I mean, I appreciate you saying that. There are some others that are covering it. We're doing it differently because, let's face it, American Center for Law and Justice, we're lawyers. We litigate against Planned Parenthood. We litigate against these groups, so we know it more intimately than others do. There's others that are helping on this. I don't want to take anything away from the efforts being done by other people, but the reality is, and this is what we have to know here, the reality is that we're on top of this because when the bills are being proposed, as many of them are in this, we're on top of it line by line. We produced this memo that's at aclj.org just now. I mean, it's up this morning because we're on top of this daily. I'm not stopping on this issue because I think this is the Freedom of Choice Act under the guise of health care reform. That's really what this is.
It's a step further. You know, this poll came out today, these numbers. You can get this, folks, 45%. Now, we have the best health system in the world here in the United States. 45% of U.S. doctors, 45%, said that they would consider quitting if Congress passes this health care overhaul. Almost half of the doctors in the United States say they would actually consider quitting their profession, a profession they spent years and years in school to get to, just because of this overhaul, because of its destructive impact on the healthcare profession and also the advances in healthcare technology.
Here's what we want you to do, folks. Everyone that's listening to me right now, you go to your phones and you sign that petition and stand with us against these bills.
Sherry's calling from Washington State on line 6. Sherry, welcome to JSEC Live.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Jordan. You know, Obama's been lying to the public since he was running for office, and clearly is now, and, you know, even his own party is recognizing that. But, you know, he has a history of telling groups of people what they want to hear. He has.
Well, let me play for you. I'm going to jump in here for a second, Sherry. Let me play for you one of them. This is what the President of the United States said at a Planned Parenthood meeting where he spoke to Planned Parenthood. Listen to what he said about standing with Planned Parenthood and standing for abortion. We've got all of this. Take a listen.
In my mind, reproductive care is essential care. It is basic care. And so it is at the center and at the heart of the plan that I've proposed.
Now, the center and the heart of his plan, reproductive health, that means abortion on demand. So how does the president first tell pastors no abortion, but then let's play this clip too. How does he go to the American people in a joint session of Congress and say this?
And one more misunderstanding I want to clear up. Under our plan, no federal dollars will be used to fund abortions, and federal conscience laws will remain in place.
Yeah, but the problem is now the bills, and the Democrats are saying it does, and the bill's language actually says it again. Let me read it to you, folks. I know we're tight on time before the break here. Abortion, this is under the new bill by Senator Baucus. Abortion cannot be mandated as a benefit as part of a minimum benefit package, except in those cases for which federal funds appropriated for the Department of Health and Human Services are permitted. You remove the Hyde Amendment, which expires in 14 days, and there are no restrictions on HHS from funding abortion.
You know what the irony on this, Jay, is? The bill's language uses exactly the language that the president used to Planned Parenthood, an essential benefit. HHS would be able to determine what an essential benefit is. Guess what? Kathleen Sebelius believes that abortion is an essential benefit.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I mean, she's taken campaign donations from well-known abortion providers, to put it distinctly. I know people know about this on air, from those who perform partial birth abortions. She was proud of that. That's who is the head of Health and Human Services. When the Democrats, which they do now, control the Senate, they were still concerned about her getting through her confirmation process because of her support for abortion rights. This is when the pro-abortion party controls the Senate, and they're concerned about her getting through. That was her biggest problem, and that's who you want to vest this power in.
And let me tell you this, folks. Jordan's going to give you the number and get you to sign for this petition. When we come back from the break, we've got another development on abortion, and this time it affects the states. You're going to want to stay tuned for this.
Folks, you got to stand up to this health care proposal right now. This Baucus plan, they're all the same. They're all bad. They all fund abortion. They're all going to mean more money going directly to killing babies, but it's your money going directly to it, folks, which is why you have to take a stand right now. You call our toll-free number. It's absolutely free, and it's very quick to do, but we have got to have your names to get to Than so that he can get those members of Congress. 877-989-2255 is our toll-free number to join and say no to government health care.
With a renewed push by President Obama and Congress, the focus is once again on revamping our national health care system. While health care legislation is more confusing than ever, there's one thing that's very clear. There must be no government-run health care and no mandatory coverage for abortions. The American Center for Law and Justice is mobilizing and demanding that Congress reject any government-run health care program, a dangerous plan that could open the door to make abortion a mandatory health benefit. The time to voice your opposition is right now. It's time to say no to the public option or any other government-run health care plan. It's also time to say no to mandatory coverage for abortions. Stand with the ACLJ in its effort to get Congress to reject government-run health care. Add your name to our petition today. Call 1-877-989-2255. That's 1-877-989-2255 or add your name online at aclj.org.
We've been talking about the latest proposal on the health care debate. Welcome to our television audience as well for joining us. But there is another troubling development in this as it relates to the states, and it goes right back to this mandated abortions. We're talking about abortions being mandated by the health care plan. We're talking about Planned Parenthood getting hundreds of millions of billions of dollars more to make sure that they can get in their health care clinics in the schools that'll be promoting abortion. Now we've got even another one, folks, and we're uncovering this as it's developing.
Yeah, let me read you directly. This is from page 27 of this so-called bipartisan moderate plan, the most moderate plan. This is what the mainstream media is already saying it. Of course, it's gotten no support from any of the moderate Republicans who are on this committee, and lots of Democrats who have said, I'm not supporting this either, but of course the media is going to sell it. This is the direct quote from it. This is on the requirement for a plan covering abortion on demand. They call it elective abortion. Quote, the secretary, that's the HHS secretary, that would be Kathleen Sebelius, would ensure, and I'm sure she would, that in each state exchange, at least one plan provides coverage of abortions. At least one plan provides coverage of abortions beyond those for which federal funds appropriated for the Department of Health and Human Services are permitted.
So that means the Hyde Amendment doesn't even apply in that situation.
That's right. That's right. The Hyde Amendment doesn't apply, and your state is now going to be required. Remember, we talked about this on yesterday's broadcast, how the states are going to have to do a lot more in a plan like this, how a state is going to have to pay for the entire expansion of Medicaid, how now the state will have to offer an abortion-on-demand health care plan. So then, again, it's your state tax dollars. So basically, this would be the federal government directing your state to use your state tax dollars to pay for abortions.
Yeah, let's go right back to the phones.
Nick's calling from New York on line 3. Nick, welcome to JSECU Live.
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Jay. Jay, before my question, quick things. Thank you for Unshaken. It was tremendous to watch that.
Well, we appreciate that, no, look, I appreciate that, and that was our work in the Middle East this past December. We've got another documentary movie coming out towards the end of the year on the life issue, which certainly is appropriate. So we're going to try to start producing these as a regular part of what we're doing here at the American Center for Law and Justice. We appreciate that.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nick.
And here's what I wanted to add. I believe we can win this battle. I believe it's more than just a gentleman called, said, you know, you're the only station. But you know what, Jay? It's not just Baptists, or it's Catholics, Lutherans. It's all kinds of different churches that, you know, that do not support abortion that I think is going to help us beat this thing.
Now, the American people are clearly energized on this, and obviously what we're trying to do is, as a mouthpiece, is get that information out and continue to get it out. But there's something else here. You've got members of the Democratic Party that are energized on this, folks, and that is going to make a big difference, Stan, as this goes forward. That in and of itself, with Congressman Stupak saying could be the deal breaker to kill this bill once and for all.
Absolutely. All is not lost on this. The 3 Republican senators that were negotiating on this bill, all of them have said that they reject the Baucus plan. On the House side, Congressman Bart Stupak, a Democrat, says that he can maybe defeat the bill for pro-life concerns too. But listen, people have to engage. The president is doing his petition. We have to do